Monsieur le ministre Dion, Messieurs, Mesdames, ministres secrétaires parlementaires, members of the House, députés, chers collègues, représentants du monde diplomatique, chers invités, bonne soirée et très bienvenue à la célébration de la fête de l'Europe. Cette fête de l'Europe, cette année-ci, coïncide avec le 40e anniversaire de relations de l'Union européenne avec le Canada et de notre coopération formelle. Et pourquoi nous célébrons la journée de l'Europe? Ce n'est pas vraiment une fête nationale dans le sens que fêtent les États nationaux pour différentes raisons, soit pour commémorer leur indépendance, l'acte de leur constitution, une révolution ou une réunification. Mais dans le contexte de l'Union européenne, c'est différent. Pas seulement parce que nous ne sommes pas un État, mais parce que nous célébrons une idée, une vision extraordinaire qui a mené à la création de l'Union européenne, une idée qui a changé le destin de l'Europe et j'ose dire même le destin du monde entier. Et cette idée était inspirée par la détermination d'assurer la paix, la sécurité, la prospérité de notre continent européen, un continent qui a été dévasté par 2 guerres mondiales. Et c'est Robert Schuman, le ministre des Relations extérieures français, qui dans son temps proposait une déclaration le 9 mai 1950, une proposition de mettre la production de l'acier et du charbon sous l'égide d'une autorité supranationale afin de garantir la paix durable entre ennemis historiques. Et c'était l'acier et le charbon parce que c'était les industries de la guerre dans son temps. Et cette idée a donné la naissance à l'Union européenne, un processus d'intégration qui a commencé avec 6 États membres qui aujourd'hui constituent une union économique, politique de 28 États membres avec plus de 500 millions de citoyens. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why Europe Day for us Europeans is not only a day of celebration, it's also a day to pay tribute to this great idea of Robert Schuman and to remember its historical background. I think it's for us extremely important to remember why the European Union has been created. It's also a day to bear in mind that this European project is far from being finalized. It's a project that's in constant work in progress, it has solid foundations, but it also has to face many turbulences, and a project that cannot be taken for granted. That we can succeed together, that it's possible to work united and in diversity, is demonstrated by the excellent successful cooperation that the European Union has with our host country, Canada, and this since more than 40 years. And recently, on the 18th of February, we celebrated in the presence of Prime Minister Trudeau the 40th anniversary of the opening of our diplomatic mission here in Canada. These 40 years has been so successful, we believe, because both partners work together on a solid basis of mutual trust, common goals and firm solidarity. We are closest allies, we are like-minded partners because we share so much experience, we share so much in common values and principles. Our friendship has opened the door to the strongest economic ties, and on this firm basis, we will be able this year to sign 2 important new agreements, new generation Golden Standards Agreement, the Canada-EU Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement and the Strategic Partnership Agreement. And these agreements will allow for even closer cooperation to combat climate change, defeat terrorism, promote peace and security globally, and manage global migration. In brief, the current state of our relationship is excellent, and we believe that the future that we are building together looks also very bright. The same values which we cherish in our cooperation with Canada are needed if we want to cope successfully with the biggest challenges the European Union is currently facing. Today, the European Union faces a decisive test of unity. We are going through a crisis of solidarity and our shared values are under attack. But Our experience demonstrated clearly that we are able to handle major challenges. Without solidarity of the European Union, there would never have been reunification of Germany. Without solidarity, without the historical responsibility and support of EU member states, the enlargement of the Union by 8 states from Eastern Europe would not have succeeded. Without solidarity and firm conviction that we can succeed, the European Union would not have been able to address successfully the effects of the global financial crisis. And only on the basis of solidarity, which cannot be one-way street, it will be possible to cope with the flows of thousands of refugees towards the European continent. And therefore the European Day should also remind us to be confident and to be proud. Confident because forces that bind Europe together are much stronger than those trying to pull us apart. To be proud in all what we have achieved, in Europe itself and in cooperation with great partners like Canada. And sometimes, as President Obama said recently, we need an outsider to remind us of the magnitude what we have achieved. And finally, we must realize that the world needs a strong Europe more than ever. We have a responsibility towards our citizens and also to the rest of the world. It's part of our global responsibility. And we are very pleased that this vision is also shared by Canada. As Prime Minister Trudeau pointed in his speech on the 18th of February, he said, "An effective European voice in the world is vital. The European Union is a unique partner for Canada, and Canada has a direct stake in a strong and united European Union." Allow me to conclude with the words of the first Chancellor of the Federal Republic of Germany, Konrad Adenauer, who said in 1954, "European unity was a dream of a few. It became a hope for many, and today is a necessity for us all. It was true then, and it's certainly true today." Mesdames, Messieurs, c'est un très grand plaisir, un grand honneur et privilège que je donne maintenant la parole au ministre des Affaires étrangères, le ministre Dion.